tu ku-anticipate the fact that hii country bado inakuanga tribal. Like kuna wase wanaweza kuwa paid to do some things. Hiyo nayo tungeweza ku-maintain the headshot one. So the only one me for my view ile imebaki ni ingine ya ku-crumble from the foundation. Which is, if tunafaa tu tupewe tu one tool which will make this country the best thing. One tool. How to make anyone, starting from the as little as chief wa mtaani to the president himself, starting from the lowest of the power, to make everyone accountable for what they do. That is the only thing. Because kama niko na shida na huku home kwetu, nitaanzia na chief wetu. Mwambie ai kuna vile haiendi kitu.
Bro.
Yes.
Aba tuko fantasy league, bro.
Ni kusema tu ni the skeptic part of it. So
but
for me ningeuliza tu president aje.
So that we don't waste
that is the thing.
Hold up. Why is it so hard for you to I'm saying, okay, listen to this, eh? I don't want us to do the same thing you guys have been doing in the spaces the whole time, over and over again, which is try to advise the president or advise everybody else.
Me, I'm not advising.
I want us to just keep it to the question. Like you're sitting with the president today, what is your question to him? That's it. Don't go beyond that.
My question is, how will the system be easy and manageable to make everyone accountable? Hivyo tu. Accountability ndo inaleta everything else. Hivyo tu. Mimi naweza taka tu tuambie how and when develop a scheme, ama develop a formula, ama develop something that sisi wote tutakuwa tunaweza participate ni ku make everyone accountable from starting from the lowest. Hivyo tu.
Sawa. I hear you. Thank you, my man. Edwin, are you there?
Nani? Mimi?
Oh yeah, you can go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead now that you've
yeah, nilikuwa kusema thank you for this.
Unafanya leo kora ya wazai walikuwa wanafanya kitambo. I know your moves.
Mimi kitu nataka kusema is that nataka kusema quote fulani inasemanga the first responsibility of a man is to think for themselves. Yeah? Mtu ajifikirie na amue make their own decisions. Space itakuwa tu. People need to evaluate themselves. Mtu amake decision yake. Watu wamekuwa wakiambiwa usiende, uende. Me personally on my side, space itakuwa ya Ruto ikikuwa, me I'll be there. And actually I don't even expect to speak there because I understand that space will be very, very formal, yeah. Organized with DECORUM, people who are sober. Kutakuwa maswali zitaulizwa hapo. You know, maybe as many people have been saying, mapiendi watakopa kiuliza maswali. For me it doesn't matter. Nitasikiza tu waulize maswali zao na wajijibu wenyewe. But that's where me I'll be. Nataka kuambia watu wakuwe na hiyo freedom. You know, there are other guys who have been wamekuwa na platform zao pia. We have been listening to them for the last couple of weeks. Akina Kimuzi, Osamo, you know, Amerix, you know. Wacha wahold yao pia. Haina shida. But let them give people that freedom. Wasikiwe kama hao wanasiasa wanaenda kuambia. You can't cascade the same politicians and you're behaving the same. Unaambia ati watu wasiende huku wasifanye. No, give those people freedom. Let them think for themselves waamue. Niaje, mimi nitaenda hivi. And Ruto aje invite wase, ame invite space yake na aja force mtu. Hata ukiingia hapo usikina haidi bambi, utatoka tu. Hata sasa kile venye kuna space hai, kuna space zao sahi na hakuna mtu ameforce mtu akuje hii yako. Mtu akikaa hapa akisikia unambo na nini anatoka, mwingine ana join. Hata wata hold yao, but basically Kenya Ruto amesema ni aje nyinyi mmekuwa huko na wasia kwa hizo space, itakuja kuwavuruga kwa hizo space zenyu. The place where muhimu na hold hizo ma space, mnanitusi, nitakuja huko. I'll come to you now. I hold mine. And let me tell you, today will be a very defining moment. It happen that Ruto ata hold yake. and for somehow by design or luck akuati space yake itakuwa na wasi wengi kwa hiyo momentum na a very large following, that would be a very big turning point to hizo spaces tunasikia si wana hold wasi on choke hold, au ndio kusema au ndio wana drive the narrative, au ndio wanapeleka hivi, au ndio wanachocha hivi, today will be a very big turning point, waombe tu sana Ruto iki happen is going a very big momentum, and everybody is free. Hata mimi naweza hold yangu, hata kibo ukisikia hiyo gedhe kifika tu eka yako pia weka ngoma eka nini, everybody is free, but usiambie mtu asiende kwa, give those people freedom to do whatever they want. The other thing I want to say is that is this revolution penye imefika mahali manze, is like, yes, we had a very genuine problems, but imefika mahali it's like slowly dying, inakuwa directionless. Yes, it was leaderless nini, but it is as if some people have decided to be taking other people for in circles, wanawapeleka hivi, without an end game, kuzungushwa, leo kuna hold your space, kuna ambiwa agenda ni hii, next week tunachangamka tunafanya hivi, hivi without an end. Like even right now, if you see, in this country you have freedom of demonstration, protest, picketing, and presenting petitions. Sahi hakuna, like there no even a single petition that has been presented in any government office with any serious allegations either of corruption, misuse of funds, nini, breaking the law. Hata hao makarao, people have died, for these 2 weeks. Watu wako na evidence, wako na nini, wako na even those pictures of videos hao makarao, but there's no like even taking a step further to engage these people, petitions, kukaa nao formally to charge those people. Hakuna, ni kupeleka tu raundi. Man, hiyo story itabidi, I don't know, they need to rethink, because even in the long run it can't go like this in the long run. Hata wakiona sai kaze, it eventually die. And actually it was very good, it had a very good momentum, very good agenda, but I'm very sad it will end without having achieved whatever it was meant to achieve. People who have, Kenya will have even lost even further. This is a golden chance, na itapotelea tu hivyo. That's the sad thing. So tupadane tu kwenye mtu atakuwa, tusikize space kwenye mtu atasikiza. After that tutafanya recap, tutakuja either hii ya kibe ama yenye itakuwa hiyo gedha, tufanye recap, tuchekeleane, tukimbizane, tupelekane hivi na hivi, tujue ni aje. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tim. Joseph, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
What's up?
Morning. Mimi ndakuwa kwa hiyo space, like what I'm asking is that cause sisi wote hatuwezi join space, hatuwezi toshea kuuliza maswali sisi wote, cause pia limited time. Sasa wenye watakuwa, I think I guess to represent royal juu lazima tuulize maswali kadhaa, like how vile leaders walipata pay rise then wakakatwa, Prezo akasema wapunguzwe tena. What if haitawahi happen tena? Juu tutajua aje haitawahi happen tena. Then vile payslip tuseme hata ya Salasia vile ilikuwa tunaona yenyewe huyu jamaa akona do kidogo. Sasa ya Sudi ni same tu na wao ni MP. How they differ from which point? Juu hiyo ni kitu pia inafaa tujue. Then alafu ya mwisho wanaattend Harambee aje? Unaweza enda aje mahali utoe 10 million 10 na wewe ni MP? Hizo tu ndo maswali. I think that's a good start for us to know. Thank you.
All right. I'm really hungry now. Haya maswali mnauliza hata nimesikia njaa. David X Motai.
Thank you, Kibe. Thank you so much for giving me this chance. And I'm so glad that you're actually organizing the decorum for today's X with the president. And what I want to say is that decorum is actually, Kibe, you're very right. People take you seriously if you speak with respect and with decorum. My contribution this morning is on a few things. One is decorum, which I think, Kibe, you're doing very well on it. The other one is on content. On the first one, what does success look like at the end of today? Is it getting a chance, the mic, to be able to insult the president, or B, getting the mic and actually asking a high impact question? So I think what we may want to do, Kibe, is maybe agree on what are the top 10 questions you want to ask the president. We can vote on them, and then we get a few people to represent all of us and then ask the questions. There's one I want to give. I may not get the chance to speak today, but I want to leave this with you. Once upon a time, I was the chief of staff in Bomet to Isaac Ruto. We ran the Pesa Mashinane campaign, and in but guess what? In 2013, after devolution, the budgets of each of the ministries were more than the previous year, and nobody has ever addressed that problem. There are budgets done by ministries, and that money is not worthy. If we have decided to devolve the country, then the money should have followed the functions. So, we need to ask the president that issue. After devolution, why do ministries still have the same staff levels? Why do ministries still budget more than before devolution? So, Kibe, that's my piece on the reason why Kenya is in trouble is because we've got double budgeting. The ministries are not saying anything because people are eating in the ministries. They are traveling up and down the world. But I wish somebody could take on that question and ask the president. Go back to the budgets. I'm giving everybody a task. Go to the budget of 2012. Look at what the ministries were budgeting for. Look at the budgets of 2013, 14, and moving forward. The budget in the ministries are going higher and higher. And the president must today tell us if he has an agenda for that. Otherwise, Kibe, thank you and good luck, everyone.
Thank you, David. Who do we have next? KOT Sonko.
Okay, Kibe, thank you for giving me this chance. First and foremost, of course, if you could have given me a chance to see you, I could have done that, but I don't want to do that. So today we are going to have a space with the president. Personally, I don't feel like I'm going to attend that space because, to be honest, the president, he doesn't keep his words whenever he speaks. So personally, as KOT, I'm not going to attend that space because I feel like whatever the president was asked on live TV, it was enough. The first question about the kid who was shot, the president returned an answer with a question of is still alive. And today, as you go through our timeline, we'll find that we have casket of that kid whom the president was questioning if he's alive. So that's the answer. And now, if I could have attended the space, that is if the president, this is the question I could have asked him. Mr. President, with the rising number of unemployed youth, and the limited job opportunities in both the public and private sectors, what concrete steps in your administration are you taking to address the youth unemployment and creating sustainable job opportunities. Of course, I could have asked this question the president, and I know the answer. The answer the president could have given is that he has been outside the country looking for jobs for the youth. Yeah, he has been in US. I don't know, he has been in Germany and whatever. But when you look at these jobs that the president is creating for us, these jobs, they are more than like we are going to be treated as slaves more than employees. Because when you go through that portal, the government portal, where those jobs have been highlighted, you will actually find out that most of these jobs are for house girls and house boys. So personally, I've done engineering. Why is the president taking me from Kenya, go to Saudi Arabia or even Germany or any other country to work as a houseboy? Yeah, we have so many people who have done better. I don't mean that they are better careers or what, but why is the president going outside there to look for us jobs that don't relate with the careers we have done in the universities, in the colleges, and even for our interest? So that one could have been the question to the president. And I'm 100% sure that he could have lied on that space.
Then why ask the question if you are 100% sure it's going to lie? Why would we waste our time with this bullshit? So the whole 3 minutes you've been talking, and then at the end of it you say, I'm sure he would have lied. Who the fuck do I look like I am to you?
Keep it relax and listen to me.
Who the fuck do I look like I am to you that you're going to come here and waste my time and say, even at the end of it all, I know you would have just lied.
I'm not wasting your time here, Kibe. Shut up and listen to my...
I tell you, ask the president a question.
Aside, I could have asked the president a question if I could have joined that space, but I'm not going to join that space. So if there is any person here who has listened to me
why are you telling us about
written
it?
down that question, go and ask that question.
You know he's going to lie. That's what you just said.
Yes, he's going to lie.
So why ask the fucking question?
Then that's why I'm not going to ask the question, but I'm going to keep that question for me.
So why waste our time with a whole story about a question?
No, I'm not wasting your time here. I'm trying to instill sense.
You just wasted the whole 3 minutes.
Anyway, thank you for giving me that chance on this space, Kibe.
No worries, my brother. I don't want us to live in fantasy land, bro. Don't come here to live in fantasy land. Don't keep us in for 3 minutes in fantasy land, and then when you're coming out, you say, "Oh, by the way, it was just a fantasy." Did you guys know I was not being serious? No, I'll kill myself, my guys. Taleb, how are you?
Yes, Kibe.
Mambo?
What's on? How are you?
Amazing. What's good?
Amazing, man. Hey, Kibe, umetupeleka mbio aje huku bana. In the morning.
Nimeona mna lack discipline. But I have seen that you are lacking discipline, and if you lack discipline, then we must bring out the whips so that you guys can stop being weak.
So, Kibe, I just wanted us to be honest with each other. Okay, the president wants to have a conversation with the Gen Zs. Okay, he has said he wants that. But these spaces have been going on all along. Kibe, do you think the president does not know what people have been saying here and what people actually require him to do?
No, he said he wants to have a conversation with the Gen Z. He's going to be opening up his space to discuss with whoever wants to jump in there. Hakuna mtu anaambiwa ati anakam space yake ama unajua mtu
Z.
Bas. So why are you overthinking it? Hata hiyo space yake inaweza kuwa na watu 10, si ndio?
Because there's a space I was listening to, and I'm like, Kibe, do you think by now those people have already chosen the people who are going to ask questions on that old space?
I mean, yeah, probably by now they have, because they would want to be safe with the people they are. Hawezi taka watu hawajui, because mnazenda hapo mwanza kuuliza maswali za maajabu hapo, but we don't know. This guy is very spontaneous. You never know. He might just open it up.
Oh.
But you see, the thing about it is also is that it's in bad light even for our country, for where watu wanakam tu kujaribu kutukana president. Unacheki?
Your kutusi would actually sound bad. It's, there should be some level of decorum. Hata kama unauliza swali, however much awkward it would sound, but you just ask the question and you mute, you let the president answer.
Exactly. Na unyamaze kabisa na usimuinterrupt. Let him finish answering the question. Because we must show respect to our elders, even for the world to see that we respect them. But hatuwezi leta elder wetu hapa mbele yetu tukumtoanisha na tukumpiga manyaunyo.
Ni kama bro nikuita kwa space nianze kukupiga manyaunyo.
Aje na umeniita when I agreed to come, alafu unipiga manyaunyo aje.
Anyway, it's okay, bro.
Anyway, go ahead. Who's next?
On Joachim.
Can I go next?
On Joachim, unmute.
Yes, mnanisikia kipe? We don't want to have so many stories to the people wamekufa. What is the action? So hizo stories zingine amezaa tuelezea akiwa. So hizo stories zingine amezaa tuelezea akiwa.
A flower for today. You are a gentleman who has both negative and positive side. So as a human being, I will expect all of us to have the chance, however negative someone is, have the kind of humility to have time to listen will be appropriate for you. I listened to some of the speakers on this platform, but they're already negative on the expectation they expect from the president. The fact is, we have a president of the Republic of Kenya who is William Ruto. So that position have to be respected. I have offended you feel you could be, please respect the seat. That's the unifying factor for this country. That's why we are respected worldwide, because we have a president who was elected. Now, if you don't want to go listen to him in his space, then you don't need to tell us. That's your personal choice. Why do you have to advertise to us that you're not going to attend his space? If you're going to attend and you want to ask him a question and you know you will not be selected, why are you then telling us you're going to ask a question? It's like a classroom. We all go to a class to be taught. We all raise our hands either to ask questions or to answer questions. The teacher will pick the best randomly, those who are going to be asking questions or those questions. You never know. You will walk from this where you are to that platform, raise up your hand from nowhere, you will be picked to ask your question. Make sure you are all composed to ask the president that question in an event you have that opportunity. It is only 1 minute or 1 second of fame where the whole country will know Fred Polo stood up and asked a very good question. So prepare yourself to attend the space, listen to your leader. By the end of the day, you make the right choice, or you make the comment, oh, heri maybe nilikuwa nimemchukia lakini at least hakuna point. Oh, heri nilikuwa nimemchukia lakini bado nimezidi kumchukia zaidi. Please go there, listen to your president, have a good or bad it is, listen and choose what is good for you. We are aware on how those seats or those platforms are managed. No one can be allowed to emulate the president in such a platform. Utatolewa, utamutiwa. Ile hasira iko kwa hii Kenya saizi, hasira ni mbaya mpaka mtu kuna swali mzuri lakini itaulizwa in a bad way. Do you know you can have a good question but the way you ask it loses taste and value. Kwa sababu umeuliza na makasiriko. Ukikasirika unaambiwa don't even talk, sleep, keep quiet so that at least you sober up and ask your question in a good way. So that's my request to all of us. Have the time to listen to your leader. I'm sure he might all the issues we have been raising for the last 1 month is aware about that. And I'm sure as a good leader or a person who wants to be improved is going to listen to our concern, or he will use the platform to validate whatever he has had over time to come up with something positive going forward. And by the way, gentlemen and ladies, hata mwenda mazimu yule alikuwa ametembea kwa barabara for the longest time possible. Akipata the right medication, anapona na anakuwa the best person in the community. Could that be our president going forward? I don't know, but it's my hope that he listens and he has got that small percentage for change. So that small percentage for change, that's me what I'm looking for. I don't want to look at the negativity. Kama ni wewe mtu wa negativity utakufa njaa. Ama utakufa kabla kifo yako ifike. Kuwa na hope ya that there's a better tomorrow. But kama the better tomorrow we have today and you still want to make it worse for tomorrow, then I think I hauna chance. Kibe, I think that's the point I had for today. Let's stay positive with all our expectations for today, please. Kama uko na swali, I think I'm ready to answer. If I've said something which has rubbed anyone the wrong way,
no, we're good.
I'm willing to listen. Thanks a lot, please.
Thank you, Fred Polo. Samson, are you there?
Yes, Kibe.
Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
I have a small let me say the small contribution I can make to this debate is I feel there are some questions that need to be answered. And if many of you, or if any of you has been following Jimmy Wanjigi's explanations most of the time, talking about the date, there are some questions that are always open that I wish somebody could ask. And this is basically the best option or best position for someone to ask. Jimmy talked about an odious debt, whereby people can go into an arrangement to get a date, and that debt is not incurred on behalf of the people, or it's not lawful. So in other words, the country can be forced to pay a debt that's not supposed to be paid by the people. And he mentioned certain figures. He has been talking about an audit that he made and found out that there's some debt that was incurred but was not approved by the parliament. So I don't know whether these are true figures. I wish to know. And then there's also the second option. If Kenya is really bankrupt, what is the best option? Why not just declare the country bankrupt and refuse to pay part of the debt? So that, just like Mozambique, as he said, Mozambique refused to pay some debts, and up to now, IMF had to agree that the debts were incurred by individuals, but using the country. And that money didn't go to the people who are supposed to get the money. So there are two ways maybe that Jimmy thinks the debt can be improved upon, by either refusing to pay part of it, and then the next thing is to declare the country bankrupt, and then have a sort of a procession of how the debt can be refinanced. So those are questions that were on my mind most of the time. I don't know if anybody has been following Jimmy. There are various questions he's been asking about the debt and explanations he has been making. So I wish somebody could ask those questions. This could be the best time for the president to answer. That's my 2 minutes. Thank you, Kibe.
Thank you, Samson. Appreciate it. Chepchiengchenko. Okay, if that guy is missing, who is this? Otieno Justus. Chebo Isaiah.
Thank you, Kibe. So are you able to hear me, Kibe?
Hebu kukaribia mic, sikusikii vizuri.
Yo, Kibe.
Hello. Am I speaking or someone else speaking?
Hold up, Chiboy. Gitao, go ahead.
Wewe mkuu. Yo, Mr. Kibe.
Gitao.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Hey, Kibe.
Let me drop you. You'll come back when you're fixed your life. Chiboy, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Kibe. I think Kenya is wherever is. It's a duty of all of us to build a prosperous Kenya. When we put these letters on their doors, they will become accountable and they will respect the decision we are making. So for those of us who will be having the chance to speak to the president in the afternoon, there are some of the issues that I would like us to address, the president to address. One, how can they respect the institutions that are in the constitution? The Auditor General, Office of the Auditor General, they give us a good report on how we can manage our country or the tax issue. Control of budget, there are a lot of issues. The previous lady has done.
Chaboy. You only had one question, huh? Chaboy.
Yes, yes, I was saying about respecting of
umeingia mbali sana mno. Ulikuwa na swali tu moja ya kuuliza president.
Okay.
So which one?
President respect the institutions.
So that's not a question. That's a statement, bro. You go to his forehead and you tell him where respect the institutions in this country. Then you walk away. Is that what you're doing?
It's just like this, sitting out jobs on the funerals. When will these jobs be done professionally?
Thank you, man. Acha nisiwadanganya nachoka na nini kwa nyinyi. Nachoka na nyinyi because you guys are not living in the reality. Mko fantasy diambo. You have a moment with the president and you tell him respect the institutions of this country. And then you walk away thinking now that's a drop mic moment. Really? Hapana, msikue down hivyo. Tokeni kwa emotions. Because every time you're telling him about all these things like, hey, president, why do you lie so much? These are emotions inaongea. Hey, president, why don't you follow the constitution? Emotions. President, respect our institutions. Emotions. Because there's no substance in what you're saying. There is no substance whatsoever. Tomorrow, nothing will have changed. There will be no new way of doing things. No substance. So, are you there? Nubian King, are you there?
Niko hapa Gabe.
What's happening, bro?
I'm good. So, check. Kama leo, mimi ninaenda kusikia hiyo venye president ataongea. But only for one reason. For entertainment purposes. Kwa sababu ninajua saa hii kitu yenye nakuja, najua already walichoma. This is just a mechanism ya damage control. Yeah? Ninajua for fact, even if I had a question, sitakubaliwa kuongea hapo. Kuna wase already wamekuwa chose. Unless I prove otherwise, na hiyo ninawacha hiyo room. Unaona? Kitu moja yenye mimi ninajua ni msee hapa hivi amekuja kwa spaces. As much as yenyewe unasema yenyewe huyu ni leader yetu na lazima tu respect. Kama venye tukikuja kwa spaces yako, hakuna mtu anaongeaga tu random na vitu kama hiyo. Unaona? Lazima hiyo tu respect na yeye ni leader wetu and there's nothing we can do about that. But kitu yenye nilikuwa nikitaka kusema, I'm going there for entertainment purposes kwa sababu hata ile time yenye alichukua wakina Linus Kaikai na Latif na ule mse mwingine wakuja hapo wamuulize maswali, he could not answer them kwa sababu ni kama nilikuwa ninafeel alikuwa disconnected. Hata hapa hivi wakipatia tu watu chance tu wakuja wamuulize, manze sidhani kama watu watapata hiyo satisfaction na sidhani ninafeel manze siko kwa feelings. Mimi niko
kwa feelings.
Okay. Sasa ukinishow niko kwa feelings na mimi nimekushow ninaenda hapo hivi kusikia kama entertainment
because you're not being objective. Already you've made up your mind.
Okay. Because what I'm telling you, my guy.
So you're in your feelings because you've already made up your mind about something you don't know about. So no, feelings inaongea. When I say when ka academy. Hata tunafaa kutafutie from king to queen.
They always call me that. Sawa. So you hear me, Kibe? Okay. Say.
How dare you say that, Ati? I hear you. How dare you say, Ati, I'm going there only for entertainment purposes?
For entertainment purposes. And
exactly, you've already made up your mind. So why even go in the first place?
Let me explain. Let me say. Sawa. Kwa sababu kama alileta mapress wakuje hapo hivi steto wakuje wamuoji one on one na yeye na kupatiana kitu yenye hakuweza hakuweza ku entice au wase wa Kenya. Hiyo na ndio nimekuambia ni aje.
But sasa, you see,
already made up my mind.
Nubian. Let's do this. Let's not talk nonsense, because mimi na wewe tujakaa chini tukachambua hiyo interview, si ndio?
Yeah.
I think we should do things like those. Then instead of just saying, that interview there was nothing, we should sit down and say, hey, listen, let's go down point by point and see where he fumbled or where he got it right or whatever. At least something that is more structured.
Mm-hmm.
Because the two of us cannot accurately remember the questions and the answers.
The question and the answer. Lakini mimi nilikaa chini pia mimi nikasikia na vitu yenye alikuwa kibonge ilikuwa nonsense pia. Na sidhani kama kwa space mimi cheki. Hapana, let me tell you Kibe. Kitu kwanza yenye mimi unajua hawa si wote wenye walichaguliwa under his party pia ni wase wenye wanafuataga formula yake na directives zake zenye anasema kwa sababu yeye ni supreme leader, right? Okay. At the end, kwa hii side ingine on the Senate walikuwa jana wanabonga ati manze lazima tuingie hapa reform. Unakuja Citizen TV kulikuwa na mse mwingine I cannot remember but ni mse wa UDA tu anabonga something different sana na yenye hao wasio walikuwa kibonga. So hiyo inanipatia question, kitu yenye watu walikuwa kisema Senate ni kitu yenye iko structured, walikuwa hivi ndo wamepanga kutuingiza tu box kwa sababu wamechiki wa Kenya wamejam, ama ni kitu walikuwa kimaanisha. That means sahi venye tukikuja hapa hivi ati yakikuja kwa spaces I kind of feel ni kama tu damage control, wanajaribu tu ile kuentice wa Kenya, and that's what I can say. Na hapo ndio nimemalizia Kibe, kwa sababu you cannot say one thing hapa hivi kwa Senate ati wakina Aaron Cheriot wanakuja na bonga, alafu your fellow pia anaenda huku interview anaendelea na kitu yenye nyinyi mlikuwa mkisema, bado anaendelea kuita wase wenye walienda kwa suite bado ni maguu na vitu kama hiyo, kumaanisha hapa hivi kuna disconnect. Na hapa kitu yenye wanajaribu kufanya ni kama tu damage control, wanacheki wa Kenya wenyewe wamejam, lakini bado tutaendelea na nini yetu, project yetu venye tulikuwa tumepanga. So sahi wacha tu entice, na hivyo ndio kitu mimi na feel. Na hapo ndio mimi nawachia Kibe. Manze, peace out. Wejibambe jo.
Thank you, Nubian King. Peace out. Leroy, are you around?
Kibe, what's up? Good morning.
Good morning, man.
So these people were leaderless. Now today I can see exactly where the instructions are coming from. Alafu Kibe, there is a question somebody has asked. When you were a kid and you had a friend, what would you say to them? And then you'll now tell him, yangu sitakuita.
Never ever. You
President said, I'm coming to your spaces. And then people are like, where is he going? Who's going to host him? Who's going to host him? Is it Kimunzi? Is it Nani? Is it Nani? Now, because they have been denied, now they are all turning, oh, let's abort. They want to go to his space. Behaving like children. No, bullshit. Now, this is what is happening right now. Now, we want to... Bro, everybody wanted the president here to ask him questions. Now, when he's here, we want to now behave like crooks. Allah. Na kibe nimesikia ukini when you are having a conversation with that boy called KO, I think KOT something. Ebu imagine now ndo watu president atakudeli nao leo. Uwi. Alafu liko umeagree na yeye kwa ile point ya ni the women officers, their wives officers. Do you think that's wrong? And you said it was wrong, actually. Let me now continue. I don't see anything wrong with that. But the problem is those officers came up without an agenda, so they are just officers for people to be paid. But Kibe, remember, there was also an office which was to be created for Talanta something. You remember? So is it also unconstitutional? It's I don't know if it's unconstitutional, but the president has this kind of authority. He can bring up officers for these kind of things. But the agenda matters. Can we say that Talanta something was bad? No, it was not. It was a good idea. But the problem again came up with the people they chose for the job. Kibe, you are going to, who have questions, shout out to you. Mariam is going to represent a lot of us. Shout out. And today, Nubian King is a very good person to have a conversation with when he is logical, is in reality. But akigiaga kwa emotions, you can't have a conversation with Nubian. Thank you, Kibe.
Sawa.
Thank you, Leroy. Who's this? Wildflower, are you there?
Yeah, sure. As for me, it's the youth that went to vote for actually William Samoei Ruto. That was back then. And then SISI, like the president, want to engage us, bado mko na hiyo kiburia, we will call you and tell you when to engage us. Let me just be logic. Not that I'm supporting anything. I'm not supporting the government, but I'm not supporting like the and vote for me very early in the morning. So your kiburi tuko we will tell you or we will do this. That is not right. We can just be sober for once for our country. Other countries hakuna venye president anakuja space, to be honest. There is no way the president can come. But if you want to table out your issues, let's table out in a manner whereby honestly we are sober. We have questions to raise, like in a mature manner, because we are just behaving like kids. It's not good at all. Me, I'm not supporting like the president lazima akuje leo. Yes, he can come anytime, wherever time you want. But let's actually be organized. Let's listen to him. At least at a space ya kwanza ikue in a way that we are saying tunataka hii na hii na hii. The moment we are telling him that we can fanya maandamano for the next 5 years, we're just not making sense. We are the same guys tuliamka 6 a.m. in the morning to go and vote for him. Why can't you even like go back and ask yourself, why did I vote for him? Let's just be logical for once. Let's be Kenyans. Let's like mkwe na utu. You talk, that is someone who sacrifice him for once. Yes, listen to us and come to the space. Why don't you listen? Sometimes it's not all about the money. We want to be seen, yes. But are you making steps? It's not all about like, you having that ego. Everyone has an ego. We want to move forward. We want to go back to work. Or you want the goons to go and destroy everything, then come back and say, if the president who did that. I've seen so many things, actually so many posts, people saying, this and this organized the maandamano. We don't want to hear about that. We are the youth of the country. Let's just make sense for once and listen. It's not all about kutetea president or kutetea the youth. I'm not on any side. I mean, like, let's be sober. Like, akili yetu ifunguke na tujue, we voted for him. You are the one saying Ruto for president, Ruto for president. And now we are here, back and forth, telling him we don't want to listen to him again. Why did you vote if you don't want to listen to him? That's all for me.
Yes, Kibe.
Yeah, go ahead.
For me, thank you for the opportunity. Now, my concern is that the president has been and for this chance today is to ask him whether he's intentional and deliberate to solve Kenyans' problems, because President Ruto is a PhD holder. He's not stupid, he's not a fool, he's a very smart person. So up to now, it is a serious question how we have found ourselves in this, because he has advisors and himself alone. He has been to meetings with many people. How come we are in such a situation? So mine is a concern that our president might not be intentional or undeliberate in solving our problems. So to me, it might be just another meeting, just on a different platform, and the outcome of it, well, since it's not intentional and deliberate about Kenya issues, nothing much we should expect. Maybe what I can ask, because I know people will speak and maybe there will be points to take home. When will it be is not really there, but they realize intentional in development. You can feel there is a leader when you land there. For people who have been there, who are worked there, you have been to South Korea. The leaders are seriously intentional. We have seen leaders who are intentional and what they do. But now when you see such a thing happening, offices are located billions and it's not official or constitutional office. Well, I can imagine from where I come from, a borehole will cost you around 2 million. You can imagine how many millions of balls we can have if we are intentional in solving Kenyans' problems. It's drought after drought. So out of this, it is just another platform. Nothing much Kenyans should expect. Ruto is not deliberate and intentional in solving Kenyans' problem. We have seen leaders who are intentional. We know what they do, and we know it doesn't have to take long. It doesn't take a lot of money. It's just about being intentional in solving people's problems. Thank you, and let's see what happens after this. Let's have short-term goals back on the Twitter, on X, and also long-term ones back to us, the same platform on X, and give us what he has done, and also we give him maybe a feedback on the same. Thank you.
Thank you. Are you there, Metros?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Kibe, for your platform. And it's a great service that you are doing, brother. So, first of all, I would like to agree with the sister who who talked before, the guy who just spoke, she said that we should give dialogue a chance, which is very true. And in fact, holding a parallel discussion when the president has a discussion, and yet we are the same people who sought to have audience with him and have him listen to us. I don't think it really pays or it helps in any way. So now, for those who will have a chance to ask questions, perhaps be respectful and be focused, because I've seen people shout, anyhow, yeah, he must go, but that one also does not help much. And the president also, perhaps if you may have a chance to ask him any question or to speak to him, we understand that even if we have these discussions and these conversations, when it comes to here on Twitter to discuss, I know he knows what he's supposed to do. We know what is supposed to be done in our country, and that is, in fact, when he's talking about debts, purging corruption itself, the proceeds of corruption are enough to pay our debts. That is number one. The other day, we heard on the platform of Mr. Miguna, and he said, and I believe that it's true what he said, that if we can bring back all the monies that have been stashed abroad, all the corruption proceeds that have been stashed abroad by these big elites, politicians, or the money that has been looted, the tax.
But you know, Metros, that's the kind of talk that I'm trying for us to avoid.
Okay.
Not fantasy talk, fantasy, living in a fantasy world. Because now all you do is you whip up people's emotions, but there's no real solution. So you're just keeping them in limbo, telling them how, if we were to get all the money from where these people have hidden the money, that money would be enough to do all this and this and this. But that's never going to happen.
Okay, I'm aware it might not happen, but you see that is.
Can we talk about real solutions?
Okay, now the solutions, Mr. Kibe.
Yeah, let's talk about real lifetime solutions that me and you can see with our own eyes. Instead of telling me about that somebody has hidden money somewhere in another country, so let's go all chase that money. How the fuck do we start?
Okay. Let's now try to talk the real life or the realities, the solutions that we are trying to achieve. First of all, wastage of our resources, our taxes. Talking points.
Because now if you tell the president wastage, what does that mean?
Okay. Haven't you heard him try to talk about...
No.
What the proposals that he himself has...
The president is going to be on a space. You tell him, President, the wastage in this country is too much, you need to deal with it. He tells you, okay. That's it.
So, okay. I understand what you're trying to say. But now...
Not trying, what I've just said.
Excuse me?
Because that whole question doesn't make any sense. I don't know why people think it's such a real superb question to ask. What are we going to do about the wastage in this country? Wastage, where? When are you going to be specific and say this is what is ailing me? I'm in Mavoko County and this and this and this is ailing me. Can you give someone something they can work with?
Okay, I understand. So now if we go to space, that like fantasy? Because
now,
that is what he's saying.
That is a real thing. Now you can ask him, okay, so when are we getting rid of the CDF? And where is that money going to be redistributed to?
Okay, so that's where I was coming when I was talking about wastage.
Good question. You should have left it there.
Yes. Because now that is one
that's a
area.
good question.
That's one area that has got a lot of ambiguity when it comes to how the CDF is being used in our counties.
Exactly. You see now,
constituencies. Yes.
Now you have a good question. These are the nonsense. Forget about it.
Exactly. And another thing is the county.
No, only one question per person.
Okay, okay then. All right.
Only one question per person. I have a lot of people waiting here.
No problem. I understand. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Good morning, Andrew. How are you?
Great. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Professor Mbati, and I've been listening to the speakers. And one thing I'm wondering, we don't expect you guys, once you go to the space, to the president, I agree with every leader, every person who has spoken. If you go there, you might not like Ruto, but respect the office he holds. So we don't expect this kind of talk whereby you even abuse the president because he has accepted to listen to you. Respect the office and speak to him responsibly. You might not like him, but the office is there, and he is the current holder of that office. So now, my major issue, Andrew, is we are not going to ask him what he is going to do. I would like the speakers to tell him what they want him to do. It's not ask him, what are you going to do? No, he might know what he's supposed to do, but he doesn't know, you who went to the street, what do you want? He has come to listen to you, not you to listen to him, because he has a lot of platform where he speaks what he wants to do, but he has never listened from our side what we want him to do. So on my side, what I would like Ruto to do is to allow us to deal with parliament. Like, he puts a framework whereby we are going to deal with these parliamentarians, because that's where every problem of Kenya is. Starting with, we have to abolish this CDF thing, so that money can also be used even to pay those debts. Okay? So
you only had one thing to tell him. Only one thing.
Is
only one. So make it count. So what is that one thing that you want to tell Ruto today?
Let him give us a framework of restructuring our parliament in Kenya. That one thing. That's where the problem is. Let him allow us to restructure our parliament.
You said you're a Professor Mbati?
Yeah.
Professor where?
That's my name. I'm not teaching university, it's my name.
Oh, okay. Just like Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Professor.
Kibe.
Soma lokama.
Mkubwa, habari yako? Habari ya leo?
Fiti, man.
I think I agree with it's today actually. We need to respect him. I don't think it's going to be entertainment purposes. Somebody say that. I don't think it's damage control. I think the president is intentional. He wants to listen. And I think he wants to make changes. Let's give him a chance. Whether you're going to be given the mic, that's another question. And I would like you, Kibe. You are one of our leaders up for spaces. Join and uulize hiyo ni mic uone kama utapewa. And I have a question. I just ask a question on behalf of all of us. Just anything that you want to ask. But let's give the president a chance. I feel like he wants to listen to people. and he's going to make changes. Kama mnasema maybe amekuwa kidanganya nini, all those kind of things, let's give him a chance. I think he needs to make a change, or he wants to make a change. He has advisors. All these things, kesho watu wanasema nini, those are some of the things the advisors should be listening to people and telling the president this is right, this is wrong, na vitu kama hizo. But if he wants to listen, wants to be asked questions by the public, by the young generations, he thinks there's a gap somewhere. Maybe the advisors are not giving him the right information. He wants to listen and then make a change. If it's true what we've been reading ya kwamba anataka kutoa some of the cabinet ministers, a change, all those changes, maybe hii space ya leo, he wants to listen to people and make, and add to the things that he's thinking about. Ni hayo tu. A lot of things have been talked by the previous news speakers, so I'm not going to take a lot of time. Asante Kibe, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Lokama. Michael.
Yes, Kibe.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity. One thing is that Genz requested the president to create time for them. And when he creates time, they disappear. They want to create another platform, just it's like competition. They want to show them that, they want to show president, we have muscle. Yes, they want to listen to their call. They are saying that we think there's someone who is trying to push something. Today, let us give a president platform. Let us questions which are maybe there is someone who has not been maybe even president himself, he has confirmed that communication team has failed him. Maybe they failed to listen to the crowd. They failed to report to him the right, to give him the right message. Let us come and tell him this is what has been happening. This is what's happening. And this is what we are expecting from the government. And as per now, what have you done? And what are you planning to do? As a previous speaker said, we need to have short-term and long-term goals for this country. I think president is too much focused with the long-term, and he has assumed the short-term. Right now, we have many people saying president is lying, president is lying, president is lying, and he has been in office for 2 years. You cannot accomplish all these plans within 2 years. Let us give him time. And whatever he has said that I'm going to do this within 3 months or 4 months, let him be accountable on that. But whatever the plan is, let us give him time. The other thing is about being ethical. Tunaongea, tunamuita sijui majina yote, tunamuita nini, tunamuingilia personality. Let us respect presidency. In the future, we assume that president will be there a lifetime. He will not be there. Hatakuwa hapa for internally. Atakuwa hapa maybe 5 years or 10 years. Then another president will come. Maybe you want him to. Do you want your favorite candidate to be treated like this? If not, let us respect the presidency. Let us respect the presidency. Not President Ruto, but presidency. If they have not, if it's failing, let us tell, here you are doing the wrong thing. Tutafanyaje ndio turekebishe hii mambo. Si ati mambo kumuita sijui majina kubwa kubwa. No, maybe hata wale informers wake ndio wanamumsilido wanamwambia ground iko poa, we president we endelea na hii mpango, lakini akikuja kwa space, wacha tumwambie this is what happening. Kama amefail umwambia, kama amefanya kitu kizuri. There's always two sides of coin. We cannot focus on negative and we assume there is no positive. That is my take.
Phil Marshall, are you there?
Yes, I am here. Thank you for giving me the mic. I am not Kenyan, and I will not tell Kenyans what to do, but I will just give my honest advice to Kenyans, and then then watch from my country and see how it pans out. So this is my advice to you, Kenyans. You all came before this president and you rallied around him and gave him support. We saw that from our country. And this president, Ruto, there was a problem and Kenya said, no, this we don't like. And this president ordered the military to kill Kenyans. And you want to sit with him on a table and discuss. What are you guys discussing? What are you guys discussing? You don't have any discussion. See, number one, respect is reciprocal. The president did not give you guys respect by not listening to your voices when your children were on the streets, and you want to give him a listening ear on space. This is what you're going to was wounded or killed will be laughed at when you sit down and listen to Ruto. That is what you will get. What we want to do. See, let me tell you something. The office of the president can be occupied by anybody and anyone who have the support of the people. So Ruto has failed by allowing the military kill Kenyans. So he should not be listened to. It's not a sign of disrespect. It's a sign of this is what we want, this is what we stand for. And if a man will say, kill them all because they are on the streets, this is what is wrong with Africa. African leaders have this nepotic, no, not nepotic. They have this mentality of, I have arrived when they pick office. And because they have the backing of the foreign nationals, they think they can do anything. Ruto has failed 100%, and he should leave office. That is what Kenyans should demand. Thank you. Andrew, I'm done.
Thank you, Phil Marshall.
Thank you very much.
Mudoni, are you there? Mudoni. Lavine, are you there? Mora. Nibliamjuu kutumia hizi vitu ama
Hi Kibe, good morning.
What's up?
I'm sorry about that. I was speaking to my dad.
Oh, dad comes first, right?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so if I was to join the space this afternoon, I'll just have one question for the president. Actually, two. So the first one is, why is it that Nairobi County, specifically Nairobi County, has issues with paying its contractors and suppliers? Because I don't think it's just the employment sector that has a little bit of issues. Hata biashara pia ni ngumu at this time. So I would just love to know why it's not paying, or if he can do something about it. Like, can we just get a solution? for that, because there's so many files lying in that counties and I don't think it's everyone who fits in that category ya kufanya job Haiti ama kufanya job Saudi Arabia or uko penye anatafuta. It's not everyone. There's some people out here who have degrees, like msi ako na degree ya become accounting na hana job, na si mtu mmoja, ni watu wengi. So since sisi wote tunaweza enda outside there kufanya hizo kazi zingine za huko Haiti and whatever. Sisi wenye tutabaki huku, wenye tuko na madegree za accounting, hatuna skills za mjengo na hiyo story yake ya housing, hatuna skills za kufanya kazi Saudi. Tumefanya degrees zetu. What plan does he have for those kind of people? Those will be my two questions.
All right, good questions, Lavin. Thank you. Gerald, are you there?
Yes, I'm around. Am I clear?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. First of all, I just want to say that during that space, I'm sure I will be joining. Let us just try to have to punguze pressure. Na tukienda kuongea pale, at least we speak something that has some quality. Ukienda na hasira, we are not going to go anywhere. So first, you find that I've realized that most of our Kenyan brothers and sisters are having very big companies outside Kenya, in the US and in other places. And if indeed Ruto want to create a job for the youth, then he should just make a conducive environment for us for those people who are having those companies outside to come back home and build those companies here, employ our youth. And again, if only Ruto does this, maybe he just put to book those people who are the criminals. People like Waluke, who stole maize and was prosecuted, taken to jail, but now he's in government. People like Didnemas Baraza, who shot somebody, died, is in government. People like Kangombe, those people who have done very bad things to Kenyans, but yet wako kwa government. Since they are now in government, they are untouchable. If we can just clear that, I think having more faith in his leadership, because we elected him knowing that he can do it. He's going to shape Kenya in a better way. Sasa tunamuomba tu afanye hayo to regain our faith in justice of this country. And the last one, I don't want to speak too much, is about the IDs. This Maisha number thing. Why is it that now we are acting as if we have started? Because I lost my ID and went and renewed the ID. And I was shocked to find an expiry date in that ID. An expiry date after every 10 years. I'm now operating as if I'm
Wewe sasa umekuja kunipigia makelele hapa. I'm not your president. It was only a question to your president, bro.
Yes.
Mimi, I'm not your president. So the question to your president, that's all I wanted to hear today.
Yes, now my question, and just yes, I'm just asking if why is it that now we will be surviving as if we are foreigners in this country? Now, if maybe you will get a chance to talk, to speak during that space, because it will be hard for all of us to speak, maybe you can also add that and ask him, why put expiry date in our IDs as citizens who are born in this country? I think I don't have much to speak after that. Thank you, Kibe.
Thank you, my man. Who else is here? Call me Nick. Go ahead. Rachel, are you there? Edwin Murita, are you there?
Yes, Kibe, morning. How are you?
I'm great. Go ahead. What's up? What's on your mind, bro?
So for me, if I would be on the space and given a chance to ask the president some questions, I would ask him 2 questions. I will ask him why isn't public participation endorsed in Kenya? Not like last year, there was this housing levy, and we all gave our views, and he never listened. This year, the finance bill about the public participation, he never listened. It was voted. Then he rejected it later. Then I will tell him to scrap off the office of the prime CS, and I will also tell him to scrap off the office of the spouse of the deputy president and the spouse of the CS. The other thing is, I don't think this debate will come to fruition. Why? Because I know the president is prepared. Even in this space, I know there are people who are working for the president, and I know they have drafted the questions that will be asked. So the president will come prepared, and most people will come with attacking questions. So what will he do? He will remove his defensive card. You get? So I don't think it is going to be a great discussion, because everyone wants to attack. No one wants to air their views. The president won't air his views, and we won't air our views. Then we come and
Simple. The question was simple. So the president is going to be on a space today. Definitely his own space. And if you had a chance to ask him a question, I mean, what would it be? Instead of now pretending that you're going to go listen to Akina Kimuzi and do the rest. Own anger. Get rid of all that emotion so that you can ask the right question. Because most of the questions that you have, to be very honest, most of the questions you have in your head are questions that have been put in there by somebody else, not you. Those are questions that have been put in there by somebody else, not you. You find out what your real question would be. Who else is there? David, are you there? Davey, are you there? Okay. Certified, are you there?
Hello, Kibe. Thank you for the mic. So I'm a student, and if I will get the opportunity, I would just like to ask the president, like, what does he have for the Kenyan education system only? Because it's tough for us students, especially the people that are from the people that are poor. So it's tough for them to access the higher education. And it's being even more tough and tough. So what does he have to say about the education system in Kenya? And that's my only question.
All right. Who else is here? Certified? Bring somebody I know is consistent. Anybody who's here who wants to speak, this is your time.
Hello, Kibe. What up?
Go ahead, Ray.
So for President Ruto today, he has done a good decision to engage with the people. Unajua Prezo si mtu anajua kila kitu. Prezo anakuwaga na time limited sana. First, anadeal na so much things. So mimi ningepata space ya kumwongelesha leo. The first thing, gender directly vinginani affect. For the past 6 months right now, stima inapotea kila time. So ningependa if mtu akipata chance angeuliza how about the stima kupotea ataweza address at least atuashue you my business na run mostly natumia stima for everything. So about that power outages hizo address your issue. How do we tutajuaje tena after kuwa na hizo power blackouts? That's my question, Kibe.
All right. That is Ray Kijana. Are you there?
Hello, Kibe.
Naje.
Niko fit a chance to speak. Maybe I'll ask the president, why is Midhika Nturi still a cabinet secretary? That's the first question. Then the second question, I will ask the president, if he is aware how many people are qualified to occupy the president's seat in 2027. Thank you.
So mnasikia maswali yenyu ya kiujinga. No substance. DTR Owiti, what's up?
Hey, Kibe, good morning.
Morning, go ahead.
I'm glad to see you here, and each one of you. Basically, I've had the questions that are being shared here. It will be a great opportunity for young people to speak to the president, because most of us would like to share our views, but it's very hard to even reach the president or even his coteries. Personally, if I get an opportunity to ask the president a question, I would base my argument on the ongoing disquiet in the country. As Deputy Rigathi Gachagua noted some months ago, that this government is a government of shares. That if you did not vote for this government, then it will be very difficult for some of you. And you allow me to bring this to your attention. I was put in jail in 2021, sorry. And my complainant was CS Matiang'i, former CS of Interior. And I served as an example to those young people who actually came forth to fight for their country and to say no to oppression. If you remember during Matiang'i's time, and I see most people want Matiang'i to come back to Kenya and lead us as our president, during Matiang'i's time, I can aptly say that it was a rule by decree. You say something which is against the government, and they come for you. Okay? So I suffered unduly. Because
Japan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Bwana Kive.
Huyu ndo tumepoteza.
Ronda amehepa, sijui network yake imepotelea side gani.
Okay.
But nikaa amerudi.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, Kibe. I think there's network hitch here. What I was putting forward is that I have something to share with the president. I think there are so many of us who supported this government, and maybe our parents or even us. But because it is a government of shares,
there are those who have not been catered for. There are so many people out here who supported the government, who even suffered and used their resources to support this government, but they are still not being recognized. They are not being recognized. All right. So if I get my opportunity, I'll tell the president, the disquiet you see in the country is because some people are not eating. There are people who are not eating. Okay. They should be given some plates. They should be given some food. All right. Yeah. There are people who should be recognized in this government. So when we see other people eating and us not eating, we will go to the street. All right. So that is what I will tell the president if I get the opportunity. It's not just me, but so many Kenyans who supported this government and who are now suffering unduly. Thank you.
Thank you, GTR. Certified, are you here?
Certified by once. I already asked my question.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I'll drop now.
Jaban, are you here?
Yes, I'm here, Bonakibe, and I'm very happy that the president has decided to come on space. Though I'm seeing some guys saying they will not attend, they will not listen. I know they will be following, because even last Sunday when president was having an interview with Kina Joe Ageo and Kina Eric Latif, the same guys who said they will not follow the interview were the ones who are giving us timely updates on what president was saying. So I think guys are waiting to see what president will have to say, whoever will ask the questions. But for me, if given that chance, I will not ask any question to Mr. President. I will only recommend and remind him that he was elected in a platform of giving Kenyans hope. You know, President William Ruto aliingia kwa ofisi juu ya kupeana hope. He promised good things. He promised, affordable, living standards. He promised that he will deal with the punitive taxes that were in the regime of Uhuru Kenyatta. He promised jobs. He promised employment. He promised that the young people will get digital jobs. He promised Kinamama Mboga, the Boda Boda guys. So that is the pedestal or the foundation that, because they felt that this is a guy who has promised us a good country, a good Kenya. And I think I would just ask him, what happened? Why did he promised so much, and Kenyans now they are not feeling that they are not feeling satisfied with the promises that the plan that he has now. So what I would tell President William Ruto is to give Kenyans hope, and to actualize what he promised during the campaign. And one thing he need to do is to deal with his cabinet. When you look at the cabinet, does not inspire confidence. It does not inspire any form of, an iota of prosperity in this nation. He should bring people who, even if you look at them, you will see that these guys, they have something to do. Their ministerial positions will have something to deliver to Kenyans. I think it's high time President William Ruto restructured his cabinet, restructured the parliamentary leadership, because when we see the likes of Kimani Ichung'wah, the likes of Osoro, how they chest dump and talk bad to Kenyans, how they carry themselves, they don't carry themselves with dignity. They don't carry themselves as people who promise Kenyans a good life. And finally, President William Ruto should work on the way during the campaigns, President William Ruto had a very swift communications team that used to deliver every detail of his campaign, where he was, what he was doing, alipatana na nani. But since he came to power, there's a lot of confusion from his government. You'll find his advisors like David D, they're on spaces saying contradictory information with CS Moses Kuria. You'll find the other CS saying things that are not here nor there. I think Because I think what lacks in this government is a clear dissemination of informations. Kenya don't know what the government is doing. They don't understand why the government is introducing some bills. They don't understand the finance bills that the government is introducing. I think he should borrow a leaf from President Uhuru Kenyatta, because when President Uhuru Kenyatta was in power, he used to have a well-structured communication. Even when he was not doing anything, he had guys who are telling us on daily basis, this is what the government is doing, this is what we have delivered, this is the legacy that we have secured. I think that would be my recommendation if I get a chance to speak to His Excellency, the President. But so far, so good. Guys asked for these conversations. The conversation is here. Whether they will join or not, that is a conversation after the space. Asante Kife.
Thank you, Javant. Andrew, are you there?
Yeah, good morning. Do you hear me? Mr. Ruto, because sometimes we need to know when it was said that when the deal is too good, we should think twice. There is no any other promise the president is going to make to Kenyans. I believe he has made all the promises and they looked very good into our eyes, and people voted him in as the president. The important thing we need to ask our president is how to trust Ruto, because a promise without any action put into it, then it means it's a fake promise, because we've trusted him since he made those promises for 2 years now, and there's nothing seems to be going on. The important thing that we should put our president into pressure and tell us how to trust the president. I think that's all I have for him. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Stephen Sage, are you there?
Good morning.
Morning, what's up?
Never better, bro. So I think Andrew saying Ruto was voted in because people like him is actually wrong. People voted for Ruto because they wanted to punish the dynasties. So it was kind of a sympathy vote. People were tired of the families of the princess family. So now let us do a bit of a recap of what has been happening on social media. The X has been monetized, so everyone is looking for content. So there's been a bit of a high pressure, high tension, high emotional moments, and people are even wondering what is happening. There is information overload. So even government now, they are finding social media to be the new gold rush, and yet they are the new people in town. They don't know how this street operates, and this street operate by trolling. Yeah, if today Kibe you are in the pan, we will cook you mercilessly. You will even forget that we are normally friends, and we normally call you also in high regards. Yeah, and this is the point where government has found itself. Even when we the Gen Zs refuse to engage government on physical meeting, it was a troll. We say, no, we will not attend that meeting. You attend our meeting. Yeah, we want to show you power. And as long as you are the new chicken in town, tutakuweka kamba kwa mguu. You will do according to our rules. Yeah? For the next maybe 1 week. You see how also the Mandamano is almost being forgotten. Here now, right now, it's not the new thing. Now we are on Ruto on Spaces. But anyway, because we are here and we're going to talk with the president, the one thing that I'm hoping the president will stop today is over-promising. I know we are going to ask many questions and he's going to promise to do this and do that. And this is the thing that is continually making him sink deeper into much more problems. He needs to sit back and say, the things that we have promised in the past, let us work on those things. We actualize it. We actualize the things. Now, we, the Gen Zs, are united because we love our country very much. Even if you see we are trolling the people, actually, I think the thing that the Gen Zs knows better is how to troll. If today you remember when they shared the numbers of the MPs, everyone was busy calling people out. But when you call now the Gen Zs to come back and let us assemble, let us build this thing together. No, we don't want that. That is now your job. Yeah? So this is what we are telling the president. We need him to do the job. Yeah. Atuache hizi kazi zingine za to check the government and to troll the government and to beat the government into submission. One question I would like to ask the president is, why is the government taking charge of exporting labor? Isn't that a form of slavery? Yeah. Why would you want to export labor to the Gulf to do housemaid, carpenter, and these security jobs? Yet the government can make a framework work on that, make bilateral agreements, and the people who are to benefit will feel like there is a supportive government. Right now, the people who are outside, even for them to renew their passports, it takes a very long time, very high prices, commissions, what wanagongwa. Yeah. So that's the thing that I feel like the government should look into. Yeah. But government coming into social media and try to find a position for them, this is not their space. This is the space for rowdy people. This is the space for people who don't want to be controlled. Yeah. Government like to use force pale chini kwa ground, lakini hapa we have freedom. Huwezi tupata, ni sisi tutakupata. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kibe.
Russ, are you there?
Yes, Kibe, Amin. Sijui kama unanipata.
Nipe submission yako tumalize hii story.
Okay, so my submission is, first of all, I think today, as young people, we have a very nice platform to pass our issues to the president. Kazi yake leo ni amekuja kusikiza, alafu sisi ndo tunampea recommendations. That is purely our work today as young people. So first of all, I have so many issues that given this chance, maybe I can be able to ask. But maybe a few that are so touching to me. I call our leaders, our MPs. Hizi ma MCA manini. The government, this arm of government, the judiciary, last year they pronounced that CDF is very long to be handled by the MPs. But now inaendelea. But what you should tell the president is, let the government set up an office of the CDF. When it comes to this curriculum, the new curriculum, CBC, and
7th grade 8, and next year we'll be having the grade 9. Kibe, ukienda mashule, kept these books, these learning materials that the students are using. Those things are very deep. Ile content ulikuwa unafunza form 3 is now being taught in class 7. What you are taught in form 4 inafunza class 8. Na ile kitu mbaya zaidi, those people handling those students ni watu waliandikwa tu, ilikuwa they were no combination, they were not basing on subject combination. Technical, wanafaa kufunza computer science, wanafaa kufunza STEM, wanafaa kufunza maths. Kwani yeye anachukulia education namna gani? Alafu anaajia kina Ndindi Nyoro, they begin debating the issue of education in parliament. Ati msipopitisha hii budget, walimu wa JSS hawataandikwa, walimu wa nini hawataandikwa. I think the president needs to be told that education system ni ile system haifai kuwa inaandoliwa hivi, should be handled with care. And that is my submission. Further to that, there is also the issue of TSC. Nowadays, there is no recruitment. In the earlier days, Kibe, Kenya ilikuwa inafanyika TSC, mulikuwa munaenda interview, and you wenye munaenda hiyo interview, munajiandika kazi peke yenu hapo nje tu. Because you will be looking, wewe will graduate lini, hii marks yako. Wewe umekaa miaka ngapi, ndio hii marks yako. So, by the end of that, munatumia 30 minutes, mumejua ni nani anapata kazi. Lakini nowadays, there are no such things. MPs are handling all those employment kind of employment. Hao ndio wanatembea na mabarua huku, wanapea girlfriends yao, wanapea relatives. We have a very serious issue in that education system. Na sijui mbona advisors to Ruto our own. That will be my submission today, Mr. Kibe. Thank you.
Deras. Who else am I left with here? Moses?
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
With what the rules, but what happens here is the president fails the system. Like education, be it funding or be it listening to the stakeholders. Peace, they're managing the CDF. I just came out of school about 2 years ago, and you could find some people being awarded a CDF will have to attract getting less as 2,000 shillings. Now these are greater disparity, also which people tend to get angry with it. Now make CDF like not something to dish out, like make it functional like in high schools, let it pay school fees for students maybe in primary schools. Now when it comes to the university, government is sponsoring people. Why now do we still need to have extra bursaries from the CDF side? So like the only issue that the government is not considering us is the systems. The systems like doesn't work, like everybody wants to be part of it. So now when everybody wants to be part of it, there'll be some loopholes. Now, if education is streamlined, if the money of the CDF belongs to education, let it stick there. also health, everything. That's clear. So politics does not affect education, politics does not affect health, and politics does not maybe affect also maybe things like transport. So that politics is just who now makes policies next. Yeah, that is my submission.
Thank you, my man. Wonderful submission. Who do I have left?
Vipi Kibe, unanisikia?
Nakusikia, endelea.
Nikuna just given that the main issue, in my opinion, is the issue of corruption and managing debt. Swali yangu ni Eurobond. Na ni project gani, and what infrastructure projects were funded by the proceeds of a Eurobond? Contributed to these Euro funds that we got. And a follow as I clarify, any conflict of interest or any unethical practices related to position yake kama president, na ni transparency measures gani ameweka kuhakikisha expenditures ni accountable to the public. Thank you.
Well, you see how one question is not just that easy. It's never that easy to ask one question. If you are told ask just one question, then everything you thought about that one question changes. Because right now uko na excitement. Mimi naweza muuliza. Unaweza muuliza nini? Think about it. You have shit that you thought was important is not very important now, is it? Unataka utoke umuulize free pro bono continued not be emotional. The move that you made today with Kimuzi and the rest to go open a parallel space to the president's space, that is a childish move. That's very immature. You compromise. Hey, you're saying instead of me coming to your house and you coming to my house, let's meet at this house, a ground that is neutral for everybody. Having any direction in some sense. Hey, tunataka kuja kwa space. The whole of last night they were discussing how they want him on their space. Whose space is he going to come? Because when he comes to my space, now I'm going to come out as the Otero. Then some weird thinking somewhere comes up and, now we're going to kill him if he comes to the space. If you go, you're a traitor. Who the fuck are you to decide for me what to do with my life? That's why I told you, get rid of all these stupid questions you have about the economy. If you have a chance, one-on-one with the president, make it about yourself. Be very selfish about it. Make it about yourself. Fuck everybody else. Fuck what we think. I tell the guy, hey, listen, this is what I want. Is it possible if we were to do a little something here? You know, whatever. But make it clear and make it about you. This freedom fighting will be left for the books. Wanachekile Mau Mau for all those years wamekuwa clear to, oh, we want this, we want that. They've done loads of documentaries. You guys don't be part of those statistics. Usikuwe kazi yako ni mswa documentaries. Watakuwa wanaongea juu yako na documentaries. Oh, there used to be a guy and he used to be the forefront of fighting for this movement somewhere. Drinking Vicombes, 50 bob a day. God damn. All right, guys, I'm quite done with this conversation. I don't think there's more we can do. The rest we wait. Wala watajoin space ya Prezo, tukutane huko saa 8. If I get a chance, I'll pop by, just see what's up. Wala wataenda hiyo side ingine pia nyinyi. You my guy, usitikie mtu akuwekea pressure ya vile utafikiria